Now I'm ready like fish and spaghetti.
Yes.
Action. We gonna kick this thing off. Oh, hold on. We have to kick this thing off, right?
Oh.
It's a fucking celebration.
Can we just talk over it and then it messes it up, right?
Yeah, right.
We played
Happy
two
fucking
songs.
birthday. Right.
Thank you.
Now it's OG Maco's song, Drake. Fuck you. It's my fucking song. I bought this album. It's my goddamn song. I own the copyright to this song. It's your fucking birthday. Me. That's it. Because I was talking shit. Wow. You talk so tough. He's right. Because I'm definitely gonna stop. Because I am scared now. Like we got further into that song. He's right. He's absolutely right about me.
Oh, that's funny.
This is crazy. Where's my gavel?
I don't know.
The show can't officially start.
Held on to it for something.
I know. The show can't officially start until I have my gavel.
What were you holding on to?
It's
it
under
for?
me.
Oh.
I gotta do my golf pickup. Beautiful people. Obviously, there's gonna be a crazy episode. This podcast is now in order. Welcome to episode 80 of the I Say That to Say This podcast with me, your host, King Bo Christ, your other host with the most, the real Mrs. McCrimmon, and it is your fucking birthday.
It is my fucking birthday.
I'll drink to that. Oh, man.
Likewise.
More life. All right, now you guys saw that toast. Shout out to our YouTube viewership. Because the video is back. Sorry about the technical difficulties. I want to blame Apple.
Yeah.
I don't want to take the blame for it. I don't want to take the fault for this. You got to blame somebody in this world.
It's just like...
you got to have it out somewhere.
At this point, technology should not be so trash. Like, you can't go forward and then go backwards on some parts. You know what I mean? Like, it needs to all stay up. You can't go and then backtrack. It doesn't make any sense.
See, but that's my frustration. It's like
it doesn't make any sense. Like either
charging us for our imaginary space.
You can have more shit, but it's gonna move slower, or it's gonna die faster, or like get full. Like what?
Can we go back to that transition period when Apple you can get a 32 gig now, and you're like,
right.
Word. Because I don't want to have that problem. Like your
deleting
memory
your
just
pictures.
full. Right. You gotta delete some shit, some screenshots that you were gonna hold on to for a later case.
Right.
And then you're like, fuck. All right. I guess I don't need 1,700 screenshots.
Right.
Like, all right, you got me. Right.
They double it every time.
But then the 64 came out, and then shit got crazy. Then they're like, you know what, guys? You can actually keep all this. You know what? Fuck the space. We'll give you unlimited, but just pay monthly.
Right.
And it's like, wait, what? Like, all right. 99 cents, you got me. Fast forward 5 years, and here we are paying $9.99 a month, and it's like, now you need more space. Now you're to the point where like, oh shit, we got to get the $20 package if you want to save all these videos. Like,
everything, yeah, because the longer you've had an iPhone,
sure,
the more shit you have piled up. That's what they're banking on, literally. But like technology, just like I was watching one of my people that I follow on Instagram, and is Lyra Galore. Lyra Mercer, but she has a YouTube channel also, and she was like doing a live video, and she was like, I was all in the mood to do a vlog. I was like energy up, and like was gonna do my makeup. Was just in the good mood, and she opened up her camera and it fucking died, and she didn't have a fucking charging cord.
That's basically your off-life support.
And she was like so she drove to fucking Best Buy and bought a fucking charger.
That's commitment.
But like that kills the vibe.
100%.
It kills the vibe.
100%. After all that, like
it's not just us going through this shit.
An hour and 19 minutes in, and I make a conscious effort to do the right thing, but an hour and 19 minutes in, it's like, all right, it's been real. You go to...
And it says
you go to the
memory
recorder,
full.
it's like memory full. Like how long ago? Like, oh, at the beginning.
8 minutes
like,
in.
Right. Oh, okay. 8 minutes in, you blacked out. Like, I feel like why did that happen? Like,
right.
I'm that much out of space, then somebody there should be a better system for this.
Yeah.
And
because we keep deleting shit. There's nothing even on it.
Right, but that's what I'm saying. It's just like everybody goes through this, and I feel like there's a much better solution. But I guess we gotta wait till the higher ups feel.
I feel like smaller companies. This is actually what we were talking about in the car. Like, I feel like smaller companies are actually going to start like taking over. Like, I know we're not going to talk about this yet, but Trigger Warning. Is that what it was? Trigger Warning with Killer Mike.
Oh, right.
Is that what it's called?
Yes.
Okay. Probably saying it wrong, but it's
no.
Trigger something. Anyway.
There was a joke there, but I'm but I'm better than this. No, go ahead. Killer Mike, which we are doing a full official conversation about after we get through the whole series.
Oh, the phone. He was like, he was buying only from black-owned businesses for, was it 3 days? 3 days.
3 days.
So literally he couldn't buy or use anything unless it was owned by a black man or woman. So he was basically like starving, and he couldn't open beans.
The phone was like the
and he couldn't drive, and he couldn't have his iPhone, and he couldn't have any phone. He couldn't have any car. Like couldn't eat
if it wasn't grown on black-owned farms,
right?
Black-owned produce,
right. So, but the phone company, I was like, I didn't even realize like that you could have your own phone, like. So
right,
I feel like
100%. That was like, wow, that's great. That's great that that's out there. Like, that's a whole thing that I didn't. Right. I wasn't even aware to. But
that's coming.
Sure.
Because like me working for a corporation and now owning my own business, like I see how like disconnected corporations are with like building a loyal relationship and like actually caring. It's just greed. It's greed.
Sure.
And like they were just literal about it when I left the company. Like they were like, we are gonna save money and we're gonna make more money and we're gonna save money, and I was like, wait, what? Like your vision or whatever, like your statement, as long as I was with the company was yeah. And before it was like rescue animals, save lives of pets, and then they were like money, and I was like, whoa, what?
it really
quick, and they're so disconnected. They have no idea what they're even doing to their company. Like greed's bad for big business.
100%.
Like
you start playing with numbers,
right.
Not looking at people, not looking at faces, but you look at numbers. Like, okay, if we did this, we did this, we did this,
we would save.
Like, and triple.
It's not black and white.
No,
it's not computer.
Right, especially if you're like you send that email over. Like, all right, handle this out there in the universe, and I'll stop by your store.
Right.
Once every 6 months.
Crack the whip.
Right. Yeah. Walk through and like
make sure everybody's
right.
in order to do this fucking.
And of course, in that store, that's the only 3 days that everything's running accordingly. Right. So it does. Big business fucks everything up, even as much as what.
Like, but that's good for small businesses. The small businesses that are really focused on customer care and like actually providing a good service. That like it's about customer service. Sure. Like you have to be good at what you're doing. Otherwise, you're not gonna surpass anybody around you.
You don't even have to. I mean,
just do your best. Do your best.
Respectfully, you don't even have to be a great business person per se.
Right? Yeah.
Like, you know what I'm saying? Right? No, you can't. I can't.
No, but I'm not business savvy at all. Like at all.
No, I disagree, because that's exactly where I was going with it. It's like, as long as your customer service is right. Did I steal your water again? Your customer service is right, and you're doing the right thing. That's business. Mm-hmm. That's a way, or your method of doing business. It's not. You can't. It has nothing to do with incorporations and. No, it doesn't mean like tax filings. It's
right.
That's the core. That's my point of. That's a way of doing business.
Okay.
That's the. that's standard business to me.
Right.
Without the numbers, that's standard business.
But
like you're doing the right
corporations are just
thing.
all about the numbers. Just
Sure.
numbers. They'll run you into the ground for fucking numbers.
That's
like literally.
Even playing Drake on a podcast, you would think that'd be a good thing,
right? Because it would get more eyes, more ears out there.
Whoever listens to me is like, "What is that?"
Right.
Or what? Just you come across it for maybe even that. Like, wait, what was that? Mm-hmm. What song was that? I would think that'd be a good thing, but it comes down to greed and the fact that not like, hey, don't play that song. It's like, whoa, we can't count that as our money. If you do that there, so I can't control it, and that works towards. I think it does the actual artist a disadvantage. I really do. I think the business, sure, but the artist is like, well, this would spread more. Yeah, more people. If you could play it anywhere.
But that is that's how the music industry has like a handle on these artists, right? Because you have to go through them or you don't get, because
if they counted, if I played this shit 65 times in a row like they would do on the radio when they just running it back, if I played it 65 times in a row, but if I played it 65 times in a row and you had to count it on the I Say That to Say This podcast, that's 65 streams that an artist would know he could get without that machine. So if that machine controls what the fuck I do, then
they're like,
it's really, but it all comes down to money. It all comes down to
greed,
and so I guess we got there from Apple.
Greed, Apple, greed, Apple.
Charging for imaginary space is crazy to me.
Having like phones that are coming out back to back to back, like for what?
Nah, but just giving the same shit and especially admitting. Like, oh yeah, we slowing this shit up when we fucking it up. Like, yeah, we got us.
All good,
like,
though, right?
No, but like, yeah, it's all good because what you gonna do?
You
like,
still doing it though? Like what?
Yeah.
What's?
That's some spooky shit.
Some fucked up greed is what it is. Greed.
Anyway, what got us here? What I was most looking forward to is talking about the Fire Festival. So before we get into the Fire Festival, we'll just get the bullshit off.
Okay.
And talk about Trump selling hamburgers, that was one of the most amazing trolling things I've ever seen. He's a legend. When it comes to shit like this, when it's strictly for the jokes and we're not talking about the country for real, like, he's a legend. Because you have to know...
He's a joke legend.
He's not. You can't. He's not dead ass. Like,
no, he's being the biggest dickhead.
He's like
smart ass motherfucker.
And let me get to the original tweet. And it's good that I'm not seeing this live on Twitter anymore. I like going and looking for it, so it's kind of filtered. Like, they tell you right up front what to expect. Like Trump says, right? Or he bought and when you go look at it, you kind of digest it, and it's not like when you read the shit live at 6:58 in the morning, you're like, this is really happening in the world. Sometimes secondhand information you're really better off.
It's a little more cushion.
Right. So at 6:58 a.m. Donald Trump tweets, "Great being with the national champion Clemson Tigers last night at the White House. Because of the shutdown, I served them massive amounts of fast food. I paid over 1,000 hamburgers, etc. Within an hour, it was all gone. Great guys and big eaters." Now, when you I have some footage here also.
Oh.
So, and it's on the screen for our YouTube viewership. Again, shout out to you. When I'm seeing this, at first I was like, oh, he served everybody the 4 for $4. He's a legend. Like,
they look like they don't know what to do with it.
One guy says, I thought it was a joke. Like he probably heard, like, yo, they got Wendy's and Big Macs in their dead ass. And he was like, you fucking with us, bro. We're at the White House right now. He got in there, and he was like, oh. Oh, they're dead. Oh, okay. This is really happening. So, it's crazy to see Trump, like, because of the shutdown, this is what I had to do. I don't know what to tell you. Right? So it's just like, when I see this shit, it's kind of the same thing. It's like, damn, it's weird where people would go through to prove a point for like something they want. Like, god damn, you're ruthless. Like,
right. Like,
you're like,
you cold.
Yeah, you're like
real cold individual. Yeah, like.
And it's crazy because the majority of my life, I would be like, yo, I love pussy and Big Macs too much to go to prison. That was the original, like, Twitter, like, yo, that's funny, bro. Like, but I was like, nah, dead ass, like, Big Macs are great. Now I'm like,
yeah, like some of those people probably don't even eat that shit.
No, not even that, but it's just like, not fast food, like.
That's like the lowest of the, like, you could,
respectfully.
you honestly, I feel like ramen noodles would have been less of a.
Yo, listen, some real shit. If they had big things of ramen and
you just
like,
put some vegetables
and
in there,
that would have been kind of lit a little bit. Yeah. Maybe, I don't know, but it would have been way. I would have been way more happy to see that than I would like Mad Stacks and Big Mac. Like, it's not even. It's really amazing. Because if the people at the Fire Festival would have just had Wendy's, shit would have been lit. Like, I think people would have been alright.
They really needed something.
So we're gonna move on from Trump because that's pretty much the end of the jokes.
Yeah, that's
but
he's sad.
The Fire Festival. Now, I don't know. I'm just short of 2 years ago at this point.
Which I had never heard of it. So,
and I feel like you would have heard of it if I actually got to it on the podcast like I planned.
Yes.
Like when I was talking about with Harrison, if we didn't go off into wild, unfiltered, I said that to say this, tangents, we would have got to it. But
yeah.
But see, that at the time,
but
it was just you're piecing together information from actual tweets and live on Twitter. Like there's no it took Netflix almost 2 years to do this from the time. And I'm gonna start out and play the original trailer. We're gonna try to move in order.
Okay.
I love having footage. It's amazing.
It is amazing.
The actual promo for the Fire Festival. Now all this started with releasing Instagram posts from the biggest models in the world. Welcome to the Fire Festival. They got yachts. You see Ja Rule. You see beautiful models. You see beaches. You see planes.
Private jets.
Private planes. Fucking sunken battleships. Big yachts.
Crystal blue water.
As far as a festival.
Jet skis.
They're like, yo, Pablo Escobar owned this island. You might could fuck around and find an abandoned
they were supposed to have a treasure hunt. Remember that? I forgot about that part of it.
So when you talk about probably the biggest party you've ever seen, and I actually never seen the trailer. I don't remember the trailer.
How many views did it have, or is this a new one?
Actually, no. This was shortly after. This was published April. I mean, but it's not their YouTube channel, so I guess someone just posted it. But their original post was supposed to.
Some water.
Did I steal it again? That's what happened.
Well, I gave it back to you because I didn't know if you needed it.
I'm like, what's happening? I can't wait to watch this footage and see when I keep stealing it. So the build-up was crazy. Kylie Jenner got a bag of $250,000 to post like, hey, maybe
join me.
Kylie's original tweet. But that actually changed the game as far as Instagram.
Yeah, having to put an ad or sponsor.
Hey, this is a sponsorship. Like they paid me.
Because you know what, I actually like. I don't want to say they would have been getting me still at this point, but like. No, because it's just obvious now. Like, everybody that I follow that has a lot of followers, like, they're promoting other shit, you know? So, I feel like I would have gotten it anyway, but I'm just like, really? It says ad. Like, how do you get anybody off this? You know what I mean? Like, how does somebody look at that and be like, okay, that's an ad? So, she definitely means what she said.
You just accept that it's as a commercial. I knew ads hit me. I got to find the year.
But... At this point, if you run an ad, you can basically sell anything by targeting certain people like Fire did. Like, you can target specific types of people that are going to be more likely to buy into your product. So it's not about, like, actually doing a good product. It's about marketing. It's like Fire. Like, the more you market something, the more money you can get for it, the more hype it's going to be.
Sure.
You know, like...
But
how do you get somebody saying, like, if this company has $2 billion, they could pay everybody to say that this is great. And there's such a high percentage of people that will actually use it because it's in their face. It's science.
But that's really the game.
It's like marketing science.
I knew endorsements were bullshit when, in 2009, with Tiger Woods, when the shitstorm happened in his life and Buick dropped him. Like, I was like, Tiger Woods doesn't even drive a Buick. Like, he pulls up in a Panamera. Like, they show it on ESPN. Like, right actually when he's on camera. Every time he's pulling up, it's there. Like, he drives. So I was like, wow, you know, like that. There's so many people are like, oh, Tiger Woods drives a Buick. You know what? Like, yeah, like goes golf. It's a certain demographic that's when I realized, like, oh. Commercial, like, and you're like, oh, then you start seeing fucking Dan Marino is like, I'm Dan Marino and I use this weight loss, and you're like, oh,
like, it's the same.
I've been like, it's all a sham. And it's when you're like,
I just didn't. I forgot that people aren't like superstars now. They're just stars, and people are just companies are just, and there's so many fucking companies now because it's easy to own a fucking company.
The independent artist.
Yeah.
You could, anyone. You don't even have to be a beautiful woman. You don't have to be a fucking guy who climbs mountains with no equipment. You don't have to be. You just have to have a fucking camera and a smartphone and stick to whatever it is that you want to do. If you want to take pictures of ashtrays, if you have an Instagram, there is probably one. If you just take pictures of ashtrays and just post. Eventually, for some reason, it just catches on. People are like, oh, shit, ashtrays. I'm into that.
I always love ashtrays.
So now ashtray companies are like, oh, shit. If I want to get my ashtray sold, this ashtray account, everyone is their own, everything is its own individual, like, marketing boom when you're ready for it. Like.
So stick to it.
Right, the market, it's all a fucking frenzy. And that's how you get to the Fire Festival. Like, yo, listen. And in... like looking outside the box, it's a fucking great idea. Like, it was a great idea that just spiraled out of control from someone with bad intentions.
Right.
Like, if it was full intentions for this show to get litty and not hold on here, let me find his where is this?
Manipulating
the actual quote from Billy McFarland. We're selling a pipe dream to your average loser, right? If you're not going into it like, it's a pipe dream, like it's a fucking, we just give them a show and they'll go and they'll pay, and because he was right, but it's like, if you planned on actually the customer service portion, like, yo, if we make this shit happen, we could do this.
You could still make
every
good
year
out
for
of
5
bad,
years,
right? And then be like, oh, it's our first show, give us a chance, and then you could still up the prices the next year if they're like, if you created a great party, you could have upped the prices the next year and still
but
sold
you build
out.
a brand.
And then you could
build the Fire brand.
You could have had
the Fire brand being the Fire Festival every year. But still, they would have been 3 years in about to kill it, like.
And then like, other places would have paid them to come there, right?
Boom. So anyway, the now at the time, what impressed me. When this whole before even the shitstorm is the app. I was like, whoa, booking talent, the Fire app, booking talent directly, no middleman. So if I want the Migos to come be on the podcast, you literally go to it like Uber. You click on their fee. Like, oh, we don't do interviews, bro. But if you give us $75, we'll do it. And like, you got the $75, boom. There you go. It's just like that. Like.
But
like,
you think...
But, go ahead.
I wonder if, like Fire the app was, like, ripping people off, too.
that's
or
where
ripping off the entertainers or something. Like somebody had to be getting.
But that's
something.
where it was all connected, and that's why it fell apart the way it did. Because I don't think the actual app was meant to deceive people. Because it's still a fucking great idea. Now it's operating under the Fire app is operating under Icon. So it's still out there.
That's a better name anyway.
Securely booked talent. Icon.me. So it's still, that's why I say I don't think it's...
Okay. I just wasn't sure. Because when I saw... when I saw the... I can't remember what I was going to say.
The Fire app?
Oh, yeah. When I saw the Fire festival, I had no idea about the Fire app. I didn't know what it was. So I had to learn about that on the documentary, too. No idea.
Hit songs.
Hadn't heard of either thing.
Booking on. Yeah, it's still... Migos, pick the date.
Wow.
Pick the time. What you want them to do. Perform a few songs, a charity event, full concert, photo shoot. Some other shit. I could put it in podcast. Venue location.
Wow.
Event description. Travel and hospitality. You including food. What's the budget? What we doing? Payment options. 50%, 50-50, or pay right now. What you want to do? Booking offer. Shit, you could, I don't know, $65,000. Check availability. It's that. I think that's fucking genius. That. Maybe. I mean, this is just but like they probably still get a cut. Like if they offer $65,000, they could be like, if Migos charge. Now it's almost a Shark Tank thing. Like
right.
All right, you take
You're
it,
willing
you
to
don't.
pay $65,000.
Right.
Okay.
Like, and when they're like, we would have did it for 42, but
right. But
we would have did it for 11.
Get it, right. Yeah.
Sure. But all right, if you're gonna go that high, you know what I'm saying. So the whole idea going into it, and that's where I guess, and I remember Ja Rule, he even talked about on Drink Champs a couple years ago that he was getting into the tech space, and I was like, oh, that's cool, like that's crazy. So the whole shitstorm. Fast forward, now people are putting together. So rewind, fast forward, and I said that to say this fashion, and them putting together the event. That whole period of now seeing them, that they're like, yo, we was just throwing money around, and seeing Billy McFarland, I'm gonna sound like a hypocrite, but having a drink in his hand for every goddamn shot.
Every video,
it's
he
like,
had a beer or
like,
a drink
you taking
in his
care of business
hand,
or you partying, like.
Passed out on the beach with a beer in his hand, and the daylight, like, and everybody else is still like, that's crazy. Like, it didn't seem like there was any planning. There was no fucking. They were planning from like the back end in, and like they were coming from the front and the back, and they were meeting in the middle, and that's not how. But you can't plan that way. And
it's also, I know, actually learned firsthand that like remote operations is not the best. Like it's like no, you gotta have contact for things to mesh. So the planning of the party, as far as the marketing strategy. Genius.
Yeah, genius.
The marketing department is what, and I say, and the crazy shit is marketers do ruin everything. Like, marketing is what, that shit changed the game. Of now Kylie Jenner has to say, like, all right,
it's an ad.
I'm being paid for this.
Right. But I don't really like
instead of just like, that was a real blind finesse. Like, you're thinking, this person actually likes this.
Right.
Like, wow. This is their private Instagram. This is sacred to them. They really mean this. It changed.
Sad.
Marketers ruin everything. But when they don't follow through, because people don't.
Because it's bullshit.
Because the marketing strategy was fucking genius for the Fire Festival of having the most influential people tell you that this shit is going to be lit. I'm going to shake things up a little and jump around. Or I gotta say, in that situation, instead of standing like, hey, and like lying to people like, hey, you gotta, if you ordered a villa, go find a tent. Everyone, like, I would be like, yo, who has a fucking banjo here? I know there's a lot of influencers. Right. We got a stage here, please. If you can play the fucking harmonica, let's get this shit. Something, please.
Yeah.
I think it changes it.
It does.
The fact of getting there and being like,
I don't know what to do, and then leaving.
Like, yo, good luck. And no, I would have been.
You have to do something. You have to do something.
And,
like, you have to be out there with them.
Sure.
You know, like, I'm out here with you. We'll be suffering together. You know, like.
I would have grabbed the microphone.
Partying.
Like,
yeah.
Come on, come upstairs.
Right,
like, and you gotta just play host now. What you normally do for a party, like, yo, shit is fucked up right now.
Yeah.
But I
We're
guess
gonna make the best of it.
There's at least enough liquor.
Right.
So I don't know what we're gonna do.
It's the biggest
we gotta
camp.
Get some.
Like,
something.
There's a lot they could have done.
Some marshmallows and turkey sandwiches out of this motherfucker. Something. Just give.
Because like, as much effort that was put into it, like, why not just give a little bit more effort? Like, what are you gonna lose at that point? Like, what is there left to lose?
That's the difference between. Do you want it or not?
Really,
you know what I mean?
Really
like
care.
When you go into it, like, oh, it's a pipe dream.
Yeah.
That shit always is gonna blow up in your face every time.
Yeah.
100% of the time, it's gonna blow up in your face if you go into someone with bad intentions. The energy just won't. The shit just won't mesh. It just doesn't happen.
No.
So, the guy brought up a good point. The dude who was willing to suck dick to make this to make this festival happen brought up a good point. You know how committed you gotta be, but we're gonna get into him. Pause. Because Woodstock. He brought up like, yo, Woodstock was fucked up. Yeah. People died at Woodstock. It was 7 drug overdoses.
It was raining.
It was no
muddy.
food. It was mudslide. Shit was fucked up. When you bring in that point, it's like, damn, you know.
Because all we remember is the good shit.
Yeah, shit. By the time the story gets passed down to me,
it was the biggest
it was
party.
The biggest fucking littest party ever.
Yep.
And that's how social media works. So again, with the dude who was willing to, I don't know, that shit was. That shows you what kind of person, what kind of mind was behind this to really ask that dude, like, yo, bro, you gay? I need you to take one for the team, like, literally.
And go down and
suck dick to make this party happen.
To get the water across customs.
To release the water. Like,
I'm sorry.
No, like,
excuse me? This is
for real. Oh, in all seriousness.
Like, that's what you're gonna wreck.
Nah, that's crazy. You know why? In the fucking Me Too movement here, or whatever, just in the time period, if he asked a woman to do it, like, that's like, bro, they would have jailed you for that, like, right there on the scene. So
because he's a guy.
No, but asking a dude, like, that makes it like that double. To me, that really doubles down on it. Like, yo, you're really crazy.
Like, he's nuts.
Like, you're really out of control. Like, Billy McFarland is a wild boy.
He is. I don't know if he's on, like, I don't know if he's on drugs.
Nah, I don't even think it. No, that's not. I can never chalk that up to drugs. Like, you really got to be a special kind of fucking.
I'm not saying blame it on the drugs, Vanessa. But, like, I feel like something's not right up here. Like, maybe he's not, like, in the, like, normal frame of mind or something. I don't know. But everyone, he's just a con artist.
Right,
like,
that's what I'm saying. Like,
but, like, he's.
I'm not rolling in. I'm not blaming anything else but his mind. Like, I'm not blaming any other factors besides his mind.
I mean, he's a con artist for sure. I'm not saying anything besides he's a con artist.
Like, that's some real, like, Joker shit.
Blatant.
Like,
he is blatant.
No, and I'm not even. I joke about being pussy all the time, but I'm like, God damn, bro. Like, that's some shit. Like. And I won't even just say Billy McFarland. I remember in Hustle and Flow, that scene when they went into the DJ, Terrence Howard didn't have the money for the microphone. He went into the shop. He was like, oh, this microphone is going to cost extra, but this is the shit you need. And he looked at the girl like, yo, what you want to do? Like, he basically was like, yo, I need you to suck dick for this microphone. Even in that, I'm like, God damn, like, I get believing in the dream, but goddamn, like, come on, bro. You ever see those pranks of dudes pulling up like, yo, I'll offer you $100,000. Like, I'm like, yo, that whole conversation is
there's so many other
prank is going way different.
Like, hey, I got something I can trade you. Can you hold my
something?
Like,
yo, your girl. Somebody has to die. Like, at that scene, like, nah, bro. It's some shit you just can't. You can't ask for this. There's some shit that don't have a value on it. Some shit that don't, like, goddamn, bro. Like, that's when I know when drugs are fine if you want to do drugs. Like, if you're willing to suck dick for drugs, that's when what?
That's the wrong kind of drug.
No, that's what I'm saying. I was gonna say there's no. When you get to the point where you're willing to suck dick for drugs,
whether
that's
you're
when you
a
know shit is
girl
bad.
or a boy,
what is
it
that
does not
Leonardo
matter.
DiCaprio movie? Early on, and it's a good movie. But when he went into the bathroom, when he went into the store willing to suck dick for drugs, I'm like, yo, this movie is. I'm like, this. He's going left. Like this is Michael Jackson bad. It's not like nah, bro. Like, not even. It's not even.
I don't even know if I saw that movie, but I feel like I.
Not even. Oh yeah, it's not even.
I can't.
Hold on, Leonardo. But anyway.
Junkie.
Yeah, word. Wikipedia is great until
they ask you for a fucking
until
donation. Hey, hey, Bo. So we've been having Wikipedia for free forever, and everybody loves us, but we're doing it for free. And, all this new stuff is coming in, and we want to make sure that everything is right that we're doing, and make sure that the information is up to date. So if you wouldn't mind doing us a solid and donating, otherwise we're going to have to either shut Wikipedia down,
You're not
which
rolling?
everybody's like, oh my God, or we're going to have to start charging you to use Wikipedia.
that is some shit. Seeing that,
Put some fucking ads on it like everybody else does. Fuck you guys.
damn, Wikipedia too.
I just don't just tell me, like, you know what? We don't want to put ads on you guys. So either you donate or whatever. Don't try to give me a sob story about like, oh, well, we're having to not pay people. We're struggling here. We're having people work overnight. They're not making any pay. Like, what are you talking about?
When you put it
just
that way,
ask,
it makes it more funny. Like,
just tell us.
Like, come straight out.
We don't want to put
shit,
ads on it. I would pay for it then. Don't lie to me.
Don't lie to me.
Don't lie to me.
Don't give me that sob story.
I'm not a fucking. Don't add me. Don't hashtag add me, because that shit just irritates my soul. Like, I look at you like less of a person.
The lady from the End of the Fire. I'm gonna get that also. I'm still looking for the Leonardo DiCaprio movie. But the lady from the Fire Festival who said she lost $50,000. I'm gonna get her name.
She owned a restaurant down there.
Marianne Roll, who runs a local restaurant. This is courtesy of CNET. Marianne Roll, who runs a local restaurant that was working with the festival, said she spent $50,000 of her savings to pay workers. And in New York, employees of Fire, McFarlane's talent booking app, that the festival was what am I reading? That the festival was essentially supposed to promote just stop getting paid. So I swear it's written.
Basically,
they
have some people that were locals that were not getting paid.
And she took it out of her
savings, life savings,
to pay for this whole fuck up, right? In that case, and I only brought it up because in that case, her starting a GoFundMe, I feel like it's a good thing. I'm like, okay,
that's actually good. I said it before I knew it existed. I was
right.
like, they need to do a GoFundMe for her.
Right.
GoFundMe is like easy for people. Like people that deserve GoFundMes, but
it's the same.
I'm glad you brought this up because GoFundMe gets like 10% or something crazy. Like, what the fuck are you doing, GoFundMe?
But see,
please explain it to me.
In the beginning,
imagine how much money.
I get that they created that platform.
I get it.
But it is now it's like they do get a nice percent, like Venmo and PayPal get their shit, and then you look at it like, damn, even for donations, like they take a a nice chunk of change. How much those?
The deal valued GoFundMe at around $600 million in January of 2017.
That's about right.
I know. For what?
Middlemaning charities. See, can I tell? Can I? In all seriousness,
the scam of a fucking
it's not
century.
The scam. It's the same thing of being that independent. It's almost like the small business concept that a big machine figured out they could middleman small biz, like independent people. If I worded that correctly.
No.
No, I didn't. So you would think like, oh, you know what? How about, hey guys, I'm gonna start this person a charity. No, hey, I'm putting this together for the sake of this situation. My name is XYZ. here we go. I'm starting this. Good luck. They took advantage of that. Like, oh yeah, when someone you feel like needs it, start them a GoFundMe, and it does a good thing. It serves a good purpose. It like situations like this, or whatever situation. There's a lot of them. The money went to a good place. The money went to people that deserved it. Now this on the other end of it,
$600.
they're taking a percentage that's like,
For what?
Not for what, but it's just like...
For what? For what? For imaginary space again? Like, what are you getting money for? What are you getting money for? For taking a fee out of a fee? Like, I don't... Like...
But now, would you rather them start a GoFundMe like Wikipedia? You know what I mean? Like, that is like 10%...
Yeah.
Yeah.
Fine. Don't give me a sob story. Tell me the fucking truth, or go fucking.
But that's their way of telling you the truth. It's like, yo, let us just take 10% or whatever, and then.
No, but they're like, oh, we can't run it anymore. Like, just tell us.
No, I mean with
you need to make
with
some money.
GoFundMe. I mean with GoFundMe.
Oh.
That's them charging 10% is like their way of telling the truth. Like, yo, you know how this game goes. No, you're not rolling. I mean, that's my explanation for it. So with. Billy McFarland. See, now that's also the shit where at that point, that's when you make a decision, and that's when the GoFundMe, like, say when I look at it, the end of the documentary, or to see like, well, now he's currently serving a 6-year sentence, but to see that right before that, he started another sham.
Oh yeah.
You know what I mean?
It's
like, God
he
damn,
asked
bro.
the camera guy to come there and film him, and basically filming his. He didn't say partner in crime, but Ja Rule did earlier. But basically, that's the worst wording you can use for something like that. Ugh.
Yeah, that makes sense.
But I didn't hear anything about
Oh, that's another thing. We watched the Netflix.
Yeah, I don't know if Hulu is different, but like...
we gotta watch the Hulu.
But they didn't really... They were just like, Ja Rule and went on to name his company something else. And I was like, wait.
See,
weren't they... they were co-founders.
But it could be that situation... Billy McFarland just was like, all right, if I'm wrong, I'm wrong. Or Ja Rule was like, I ain't have nothing to do with that shit. I was just the funding. I was just the face of it, whatever. I don't know. That part, maybe we'll find out on the Hulu documentary, but...
Maybe. I don't know.
Because I think that's what I think it was. The app was to serve its purpose. The app is still around. The app is still doing what it's doing.
Okay.
As far as the Fire Festival is like, yo, I got an idea.
Okay.
This app, what you do, let's kick this thing off the right way.
I would play it this way anyway, even if it wasn't true, but I would say... He probably manipulated Ja Rule into like investing his face and his money the same way he manipulated all the other investors for like the $30 million that he got.
What I'm saying. That's why I'm saying it was. I really believe it was the same game. Like,
but it wasn't. It was just kind of like.
It's just like, if you come.
You're not going to give us any information about that.
But Ja Rule, I really think Ja Rule really. It was just she got shamed like everybody else, but he was just like.
Well, I want to know if he talked on the Hulu one. You said that you thought he did.
The Hulu one, and you know what? At the end of it, he was actually talking about it also. When they were in their post festival meeting, he was like, "Yo, we could bounce back from this shit.
Oh, yeah.
Don't even worry about it." Because I really think he saw that it was a fucking great idea. It was just poorly executed.
Yeah.
It wasn't even poorly executed. It was just
derailed. It was derailed.
Right, and that's and. You wanted me to remind you about your notes.
Yes. So I was just waiting till the very, very end because we wanted to go in order. So at the end, the yoga guy was like, I wouldn't be surprised if we saw him in something else like later on.
Sure.
What if he's behind the fucking documentary?
What documentary? Oh, No, I looked it up. What
if he's still behind it?
You really never know.
He called the guy on the phone
like right when he's interviewing.
Like, hey, man.
Oh, true. Yeah, I didn't think about that. I didn't think about that part. Like, you want me to tell him something nice? And he's like, all right, have a good one, man. Like, oh, so you still? Like, oh, this is Billy Ray.
Like, you're talking about him and saying bad things, But it's like Trump. Trump was like that. You know, like poor publicity is publicity. Like everybody's like that. But like he's like, all right, well, if I'm going to be on the negative side of it, I'm just going to go full-blown negative. Let's just put everything out there in a documentary because then people will search me again because I wouldn't have known who the fuck he was without this documentary.
Like, I actually wouldn't have known who was really behind it. Like, you hear it, I saw it 2 years ago, but I didn't process it.
That's what I mean. He wasn't that big. He wasn't that big. He wouldn't have been this big without this.
I actually do think... it's like the Joker. Like, sometimes when shit is a little twisted, I still see the genius in it.
Like, he's a genius. He needs to have his ideas
some people use their genius...
Some people, through someone else.
There you go. Some people don't use their genius for progress.
Good, right.
They use it for the quick cash grab, and that's all they know is that fucking... to be like a little troll.
I got you.
Right, exactly. Like, damn, if you just try to do...
You could have flourished.
Yeah, if you did the right thing, you could do... This is a great idea.
But it's like, that's like corporation and one person. Sure. Corporations have enough blame, you know, and like protection. One person can't really... You can't be that greedy in one person because it'll all come down on you. You get busted eventually.
There you go. And,
But what if he was behind it all? That's crazy. He calls the guy...
I think he had a good... I think that was... I think that's what I was saying. I think he had a genius. Even when he's like, for the second part, when you find out he's... Well, no. What he was doing as Frank in the fucking... That, like, last-minute cash grab that he still pulled in $1.5 million. Right, exactly. Thank you. That was fucking... Like, damn, bro. You just... Yeah, like,
let's explain it.
He took Billy McFarland after the Fire Festival was a total shit show. Which we didn't really go into.
In December of 2017, which the Fire Festival was in April of 2017. So in December of 2017, he starts emailing people on the mailing list.
Using the Fire Festival mailing list to email people like, hey, we can get you Coachella tickets. We can get you
on floor tickets.
Backstage to Taylor Swift.
Yeah.
A Taylor Swift meet and greet. We can get you all this. And he actually raked in, I think, $1.5 million or something like that in that ballpark. But now, see, that's why I wanted to... But
he showed it on video.
Right, but that's why I wanted to separate the two. That was like, damn, you're a real scammer. Like, you just don't quit, huh? You know what I'm saying? So with that, it was just like, damn, Billy. Now that I see why they gotta lock you up, Billy. Like, nah, I can no longer feel sorry for you.
Now you weren't just an entrepreneur with a genius idea.
With a genius idea. Like, now you're just you're a scammer.
You did that shit on purpose, yeah. Like, you thought you would skate by, but... To your point, he had them film it. Yeah,
and that is no coincidence. Like, that is no, like, well, yeah, why did you do that?
No, like, he's probably behind the fucking documentary to begin with. And he probably was like, Netflix, you have to do this. I'm going to give you this deal. You can't, and then he goes to Hulu. Hey, Hulu, I'm going to give you this deal.
Oh, shit. I didn't think about that either. You're a genius. I really didn't think about that portion of it,
You've been sitting in jail for 2 years?
Yeah, you a genius. He just finessed. Well, I didn't. Yeah, you're right.
If he didn't, he's not as big of a genius as I thought he was.
Wow.
Because that would be the fucking genius thing to do.
You're crazy right now. You have no idea.
No, Dad, I thought that was the most... Like, all right, then 5 documentaries coming out on Netflix. What Friday is that?
Yeah.
Bam! Hulu drops this shit the same week. Like, here, whole lot.
5 days.
I'm like, wow, that's crazy.
Yeah.
2 documentaries on it? Oh, who got to be? If that don't have a Billy McFarland written on it, then nothing else does. I can't wait to watch the Hulu one. And then
he finessed everybody.
His post-jail interview.
He just hired a bunch of people to work under him to not let them know it was him at all. Right. Like, it was disconnected.
Like, he got the guy that showed up wearing the fire.
Yes. But he said his image is blown.
Millennial on the go country club, like digital country club. Because I thought that was a fucking great idea. I was like, wow, that's a genius idea. Like,
and
good
so
shit.
He's like, all right, well, I'm on the bad side. I'm just going to be on the bad side.
But he used it for a cash grab, and that's what makes him trash to me. Like, damn, bro.
No, that's ignorant. He's lazy.
Yeah,
he's a lazy genius where he wants to make the quick buck so then he can party. I
can't even call him lazy.
Obviously, just wants to party. He's lazy.
To me, a lazy man would have just had that. A lazy man would have done it right. You know what I mean?
No, because a lazy man does twice the work. You tell me that.
Right.
He's drinking and getting drunk during this whole thing. He doesn't want to work at all. He just wants to make a lot of money. He wants to manipulate people. I have this thing. It's going to be great. He's partying, falling asleep on the fucking beach. He's not planning. He didn't have a fucking budget. He didn't have a budget.
True.
No budget.
Okay.
Doesn't make any sense.
Okay.
Like, until it was all, like, what process were we at where he was like, okay, this is your budget. $6 million for food and you only have $1 million? Like, what the fuck? How did you sell tickets to something you didn't have a budget for?
It came down to, that's also the main thing. He was selling shit that even if he didn't have a budget, he was selling shit that he didn't have.
Right, you don't even know how much it's going to cost.
When you don't have a budget, and you're selling shit you don't have, and you're promising...
And you have no idea how much it costs.
Triple the price and you're giving artists double and triple the price to show up. It's like, bro, you're doing a lot. Like, there is no... Right, so that comes down to basic... That comes down to basic buying and selling. Like, that's basic business.
Who let it slide?
See, that's where when you scam. That's when the scammer part of it. Like, when you start
he
taking
kept
money from
everybody
here and,
separate. That's why he kept everybody separate.
That's the party. That's the fire Bernie Madoff. Like, we just keep fucking mixing and matching money and keep doing bullshit. But yeah, I don't know.
He deserved jail.
I
feel like he definitely probably got us with the documentaries. Like,
sure.
Especially since Hulu and Netflix same week, 5 days apart. Like,
we'll get back to it. I'm sure there'll be more. It's not over.
Oh no.
Like, nothing's ever over. Like that's when I tried to get to this 2 years ago, and here we are like now. So nothing's ever over on the internet. It's a matter of just holding on for the
when it comes back around.
Right, when it comes back around,
just grab on.
I like to point out about how right I was. Yeah, I think that's it. We'll be back tomorrow morning. I wonder when people watch this podcast. I always wonder that.
Like in bed or not in the car. That's dangerous.
But you can listen in the car and just.
Oh
true.
I
don't care about watching on YouTube.
Like
I just wonder when.
At
midnight, do you work overnights? Do you?
Yeah.
Are you a college kid?
Are you working in retail and nobody's there? Like, remember we were walking in the mall and everybody was up. Maybe they were watching our YouTube channel.
Like, if they were smart.
Right. Well.
But
it's only about 5 smart people now, so far.
Give yourself a round of applause. Beautiful people, that's it. Ciao for now. Make sure you hit that subscribe button. You know what the fuck to do.
See you next time.
Have a day you deserve.